It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Vikings and the Giants. And it's all up next.
Will Reichert has it all teed up. And we're off from MetLife. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. So out come the Giants. Their first drive of the game coming up. And we will get a look at their sixth-year signal caller.
I got a smile on my face. I know he has a smile on his face as he runs out with a new season ripe with every possibility. This is only the first scene of a 4.5-month movie where he could be playing the part of the league MVP, maybe leading a legit contender into the postseason. How he starts this campaign, though, or how you start, can have a massive impact on how things play out.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. First play is to the air. That pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson. And he'll get it up to the 27.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you could find a completion just like that.
From the 27. Caught by Theo Johnson. Finds a seam, left side, he's off to the races! Touchdown, New York! The Giants take a 6-0 lead right away. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
Ready to send this away. He fields it from the 8. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So here come the Vikings, taking the field for their first drive of the game. Leading them out, the 10th pick of the draft, coming off that national championship in Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
Look, there are pressures that come along with being a first-round pick. You're expected to lead your team to bigger and better things right away, no matter the situation you're drafted into. To his credit, he hasn't shied away from any of those pressures. He's been the guy they needed off the field. Now we finally get to see what he can do on it.
And he won't... It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Man in motion here. On play action now, McCarthy. That's caught, Devon Achane. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Chandler again. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Micah McFadden able to make the play. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, it would really break the backs of a defense.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Opening carry for Devon Achane. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down. Staying on the ground here with Achane. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. He landed Roberts coming over for the hit. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. As we look here, Brock, we're reminded that if you can somehow get through the preseason injury-free, you're really one of the lucky ones. Most teams going to be missing at least a key player or two to start the season.
And it's going to happen between workouts, practices, preseason games, and I know there's a lot of debate about the off seasons of today and getting your team healthy for week 1. And while we don't ever want to see them, we do know this. They'll create immediate opportunities for someone else to step in and make an impact on the season no one saw coming.
Third and just 2 to go. We send a man in motion. Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Drew Phillips making the tackle.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Has the connection to Hutchinson. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Has his man. It's Addison. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Back to the air. McCarthy. Caught near the goal line. And that's a Minnesota touchdown. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Here's Reichard set to kick this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Now for the 2nd time this game, we get a look at the New York offense. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building. I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Searches from the pocket. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Gets this to Johnson. And he'll get it up to the 44. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
On the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Lock to throw it. Connects with Johnson. That's 16 on the pickup. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Lock. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. To throw. Here's Locke. He finds Johnson. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. A give to Tracy up the middle. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
On 4th down, we'll see Graham Gano lead the Giants field goal unit out. This a 50-yard look from the right hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all this concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Gano ready to send this away. It's Brandon Powell with the return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. Minnesota all set to go for its 2nd drive. They're 1 for 1 so far to begin the new NFL season. Touchdown on their opening drive. Let's see if they have 2 for 2 in them. They've got 1st down from the 31. They'll start the drive with Achan. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. He landed Roberts coming over for the hit. Achan again. Across the 45 and still going. 20, 15. And he finally ends up out of bounds after a huge gain. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. Trying to run it in, Achan. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back sorry. We did not give you any chance.
Backed up to the 8 here. It's 2nd and goal. Addison going to motion over left. All in left side. And not quite a touchdown, but he's down to the 4 before going out. So now, here's 3rd and goal. Quick pass, right side, complete. Touchdown, Minnesota. A quick 2nd score for him, Brock, already. And we aren't even out of this opening quarter yet.
I think I just saw that D coordinator rip up his game plan down on the sidelines. Because you got to find some new resources here. You got to dedicate more bodies, more physicality to this playmaker. Because we know in this league, when you get a guy going like this, they're going to go to him until you stop him.
That one splits the uprights. And the Vikings take a 4-point lead. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. This isn't even going to make the 20. The coverage team gets to him. The Giants offense all set to get started. Their first drive of the new campaign netted a field goal. Now let's see if they can bump that up to a touchdown on drive number 2. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Locke. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away. That makes it 2nd down.
Perhaps a bit late breaking towards the ball, but still just enough time to get a finger on it and knock it away.
Here he is to throw on 2nd down. Has him on the quick hitter. And that's good for a gain of 5. That was Stephon Gilmore stopping that play.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Fielded just beyond his 40. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And it's going to be Vikings football. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. First one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Brought in left side by Jefferson. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. We're through 1 quarter of this opening weekend of football. Neither side separating much so far. We'll get back to East Rutherford after this. We're ready now for the 2nd quarter to begin. Vikings in control of it. They've got 1st and 10 here, looking to add to their lead. And he found a gap to take this down to the 28. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. They'll stick with A-Chain. And he gets this forward to the 19. That's a pickup of 9. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down. From the red zone now. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete.
Oh, those linebackers. They seem to be in the thick of every play and some of the quickest reaction times out there. He needed a quick reaction there to get a finger on the throw. It changed its direction.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. And this is now a 100-yard game for him after that last carry. Man, what a strong day he's had running it for this offense. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. A-Chain on the inside give. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. He couldn't get anything there, and now it's 2nd and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
And that's a Minnesota touchdown. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Went after try good by Reichert. And the Vikings drive their lead to 11. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. He's going to field this at the 2. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Giants about to get to work on offense. Their first drive of the season, an uneventful one, led to a punt. From the gun, it's Tracy. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
So that penalty declines. They're happy enough stuffing that last play at the line for no gain. All right, here we go. Second down. A handoff to Tracy. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Play brought to an end by Jonathan Grenard. Just a couple on the pickup there, so back-to-back runs leave him with a 3rd and 8. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Falcon isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. Jamie Gillen on now to punt. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. Has it at the 37. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Vikings send a running back, Devon Achane, getting back to work. So good field position to start with for the Vikings this drive. 1st and 10. Drive starts with a quick throw left, complete. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. McCarthy keeping the pedal down. Play action on 1st down. He's got it near the 10. And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. And that, Brock, I know you're keeping track, but just in case our audience isn't, his 4th first-half passing touchdown. At the pace he's on, this would be a new record if he has a second half to match this one. Reichert on for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Vikings push their lead to 18. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Return starts from the goal line. Here come the Giants, ready to take over again on offense. Their last drive. Before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Here's Locke to the air. The throw left side finds Johnson.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Locke looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
I know quarterbacks get paid a lot of money, a lot of glamour in this league, but today, well, this is a tough day for this QB. He's taking a beating. And whether it means changing up some of the blocking schemes, maybe mixing in a little bit of run, or heck, this quarterback getting the ball out of his hand more quickly, he's got to start protecting himself.
Challenges, double coverage, and it's intercepted. And the Vikings will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life, really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six, yeah, it stinks for the offense. But that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
The Vikings and Justin Jefferson ready to go to work again offensively. First option gets the give. It's the fullback running with it. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Play made that time by Danico Autry. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Catch is made in close. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. Achan will not get past the line. He's held up at the 4.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
He finds him right side. Touchdown, Minnesota. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out, and it was what you talked about, Brock, that courage that kept the chant for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw, but hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Here's Reichard set to kick this away. He's going to return it from a yard or 2 deep. This isn't even going to make the 20. The coverage team gets to him. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. They gave one away on their first drive of the season. Now it's time to get one back with a touchdown on drive number 2. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
On the handoff. Maybe, but he hangs on through it. Still able to get that 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
Lockdown. Massive hit. The ball is out. And this goes out of bounds. The fumble, not ideal, but hey, did end up being a small gain on the play. 2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 38. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. This is caught inside the 15. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. Hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Tracy has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Well, now things get a little dicey for this offense. 1 down left before a big decision to make. You continue to try running it against a front that stopped you, or you're now forced to put the ball in the air.
They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal. They go right back to Tracy. And he's in for the touchdown. The Giants fighting back and shaving 6 off that lead. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
Gano for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Giants make it an 18-point game. Gano ready to send this away. Powell now to return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Vikings and their QB, J.J. McCarthy, returning to the field on offense. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff now to Chandler. Breaks through, and he might break away. He's got a gain of 6 there. Play made that time by Danico Autry. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
2nd down carry for Achane. Has a lane past the 45. And they'll finally get him at the 47-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. On play action now, McCarthy. Achane reels it in. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes for 36 yards. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning-quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. Pulled at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Hits his running back. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. Well, so far, they've got to be pretty happy with how he's been leading their offense. It has been a great start.
And I'd hesitate to say it's only going to get better, especially if they really decide to keep running this offense through that quarterback's arm.
Throwing on 3rd, McCarthy. This one's caught. And that's a Minnesota touchdown. That is his 6th passing score of the game. A lot of quarterbacks could go several weeks without throwing that many touchdowns. And now, keep in mind, he's only one off the NFL record of 7 in a single game. Reichard on for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Vikings grow their lead yet again. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. Returnable from the 1. Oh, he eats a hit to bring an end to that return right near the 25. Well, we've already seen some nice plays here, and we're going to see plenty more before this game ends. But you might be thinking, with plays like that, my guys' ratings should be better. Well, you're not alone. You got a chance to let the Madden ratings hotline know just what you're thinking. Give them a call, 1-844-MADDEN-1, and make your case for who should get a boost. 1st and 10 from the 41.
Let's go now.
Throwing his lock. Has his man, it's Tracy. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. To throw, here's Locke. To the sideline, catch secured. Wow, he made that one look easy for the 1st.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Throwing it again here. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. I know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Throwing with a blitz on the way. And that one is incomplete, and the clock stops with 18 seconds to go. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
Makes the grab in bounds left side. They strike for 23 yards. And the Giants will have a first down. Here's Locke. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline. Second down now, 7 to go. Locke. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Throwing off the play fake here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. On fourth down, we'll see Graham Gano lead the Giants field goal unit out. First field goal was good. His second look from inside of 45 yards. The kick by Gonzalez is good. And it shrinks to a 3-score game again. The lead 22.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. Drops to a knee, and that pesky final second runs off. So we're to the end of our first half. That brings us to our first halftime of the new season. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And it's the Titans out in front in that one. The Titans trying to finish that one off and claim victory. From there, let's head over to Highmark Stadium to check out what's happening with the Bills. And they've got the lead over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. James Cook, the lone touchdown there as he's cashed one in on the ground. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. George Pickens, a touchdown reception. In that first half, we were treated to a stellar performance by the rookie from Michigan, J.J. McCarthy. He had a half for the ages, touchdown pass after touchdown pass. He threw a month's worth of touchdowns in just those first 2 quarters of play. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. These two teams making their final adjustments for the second half ahead. It's time to get back at it. For the call, let's rejoin Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. We'll see what the first half adjustments of the season are as they're teed up, and away we go in our second half. Powell now to return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And the type of game that he has been putting together, wow, we're going to see some of these highlights now, Brock, and I expect a lot of times over the next week, too. He has thrown this offense to the end zone time and again. What a showing. This is one of the elite games that we have seen from him. They're out and set, 1st and 10. A-Chain running to the right. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, then they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Here's a handoff for A-Chain. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. A run now with A-Chan. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Aziz Ojulari getting there for the tackle. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Bobby Okereke making that stop.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, there's going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all their stuff every time out, well, when you do and you're electric, it's sure fun to play.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Chandler again. Oh, he lost the football. And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down. Well, you don't like to see the fumble, but hey, at least they were able to be the ones to recover it, and they keep possession.
Yeah, and I think the key there was to stay calm through the chaos. Cooler heads prevailed and got him the ball back.
They'll try it left with Chandler. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. A-Chan gets in. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings grow the lead coming out of halftime. Devon A-Chan with the touchdown. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
That one right down the middle. And the Vikings continue piling on to this lead. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. Returning it from the 4. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Now here comes the New York offense. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Lock to throw it. Gets this to Johnson. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know, Coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
To throw here on 1st down. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
Hits him on the out route. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
3rd and short here, trying to pass. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, I can already read the headlines tomorrow. This offensive line can't protect. This offensive line. But it's more than that. When you give up 5 sacks in a game, it's a complete breakdown of everybody offensively. Play caller, quarterback, offensive line. Yeah, they're going to have to regroup and figure out how to protect this quarterback first and foremost.
The Vikings taking the field on offense. And all the touchdowns are sure going to catch some eyes around the league, but sure not unexpected for those of us who saw how... Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. It's an option right that begins this drive. They pitch it to Achan. The flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now 1st and 20. Running with Achan out of the gun. And he found some running room for a nice gain. A 9-yard gain helps them recover in short order. It's 2nd and 11.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Here's 2nd and 11. Hockenson reels it in. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Jason Pinnock there on the tackle.
This defense didn't give up contain there, Kate. That was an instance where the more exciting plays were taken away downfield. And even looking to the tight end wasn't going to net them much.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Able to find Hockenson. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. They're signaling for a stoppage here, and yep, there's a player injured after that snap. Not what they wanted to see in week 1 as their medical staff heads out to check on him. Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Fair catch called for, and he brings it in. Looks like right at about the 29-yard line. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it'll be Giants football. First and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, set.
Locke looking to throw. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
Let's go now.
Here's Locke to the air. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. It brings up 3rd down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Locked down. Pass cut by Tracy.
And the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
Fields this at the 19. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The visitors are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Addison going in motion right. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, look, in the right situation, you catch a team off guard. Well, this could be a tremendous play for some big yards. But in the wrong situation, you get hit in the mouth right behind the line of scrimmage.
Has his man. It's Addison. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Bobby Okereke making that stop.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
McCarthy throwing on 3rd down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. 58 yards on the punt there. And they're going to take over possession. Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. They'll throw to begin this drive. Connects with Johnson. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Throwing from the gun here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. We've reached the end of 3 in our Week 1 opener. The Giants have it to start the 4th in a game that seems pretty far out of reach. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Trying to throw here out of the gun. That one's cut along the left sideline. He will go! Touchdown, New York! The Giants putting up points in a game decided. Malik Neighbors with a touchdown. Gano for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Giants trail by 22 now. Gano ready to send this away. Powell now to return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The visitors back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Achane. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Achane again on 2nd. Oh, stiff arm. And as this play winds up out of bounds, let's see what that flag is all about.
Holding offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Offense to the line for 2nd down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Has it downfield, working the left. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
Achane reels it in. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or 2 short for the 1st down.
Minnesota lined up in punt formation. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And a fair catch made here at the 17. No return on that punt. And it'll be their football. Another drive coming up for this offense. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Throwing his lock. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets it up close to the 25 before he's out of bounds.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
From the 24. He's got him. That's Tracy. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. Escapes the sack. He puts some power on a deep one, and there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Stephon Gilmore. And the Vikings will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
Well, that's now his second time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the second on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. A-chain again. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line.
You know you love some of my buzzwords, kid. I know you do. And this one was about willpower. He got to rock a long way from the chains and put his teammates on his back for a heck of a run and a great try at that first down.
Third down run from A-chain. And he's brought down for a loss.
Third and inches, and you hate to see that run go backwards. I just take myself back to a huddle, and you know you're imploring your guys, listen, just give us a little bit of a push, and we will move the sticks. Instead, well, the defense is energized with that stop.
They'll run for this. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Hey, I'll be honest with you, Kate. They say the football is cyclical. Well, I sure hope we see the fullback come back. There's just something about that guy. Something about that position. And he just showed you right there, going to get you a first down. They can be difference makers, too.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Here's A-chain running right. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Staying on the ground here with A-chain. And he gets this down to the 22 before being stopped. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They'll stick with A-chain. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite of the big meal between them and the first down marker. And that should make it.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
Hey, that's not an easy thing to do, Kate. Not against quarterbacks and the red zone offenses in this league, but what a tremendous effort to not only get the stop, but to end it with gusto and a sack.
Smith able to put it through. And their lead grows further to 25 points.
Get another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
Here's Reichard set to kick this away. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. Big shot at the end of that return as he gets it just past the 20. Now this offense ready to head back out. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Tight end going in motion here. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Gets this to Slayton. And what a hit there. Ouch, she faced the price for moving the chains that time. After that play, we see some concern from their guys on the field. And now we know why. One of their best players was hurt on the play and is getting worked on. Block. And this one's up there, but a little too far up there.
Defense doubled him, knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. A bit surprising. Quarterback still threw in that direction with how well that defense had that play covered.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Throwing it again here. Has his man. It's Tracy. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards, and a defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
Third and 6 for them to figure out now. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Vikings defense countering with a nickel look. 3rd down coming. Putting a receiver in motion. They'll throw on 3rd and long. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's going to take this across. Touchdown, New York. The Giants making the scoreboard look a touch better. Malik Neighbors with a touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Gano for the PAT. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Giants make it an 18-point game. Down by 3 scores. Their hand is forced. They're going to try the onside kick here. Timeout taken by the defense. Their 2nd. We'll see how judicious they choose to be with that final timeout. Not really much of an avenue left for a comeback in this one, but they still have to try the onside kick here. And this is covered by the Vikings hands team. Well, I guess they kind of had to do it here, Brock.
Yeah, it's called a have to. Yeah, kind of have to at this point of the game, huh?
Okay, but like most things in this game, it did not work out for them.
Yeah, let's face it, even if they do recover that, probably not going to find a way to win. But this is a time where you work on things, where you do build to the following week. Got to find a way to flush this because it's just not been their kind of game.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
A split second, all that kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
Out of the shotgun, a give to A.J. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backward.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Now they're whistling for timeout here. Somebody's shaking up on the play. Not the way he wanted to begin his rookie season. Wow, let's hope it doesn't cost him much time. Let's see what they went with on third down. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain.
Well, that's a major missed opportunity right there. Coverage can breathe a little sigh of relief. They dodged a bullet. Time to adjust and get some extra help on the back end to take away those open shots downfield.
And he'll bring in this fair catch at the 13. So no return on that punt. And the Giants are going to take over with a lot of field ahead of them. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Lock to throw it. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. He's got it inside the 25. And he takes it in. Touchdown, New York. The Giants get it back to within 2 possessions. Gano for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Giants make it an 11-point ball game. Well, this one not quite over just yet. They've got 3 timeouts at their disposal, but really need to make the unexpected recovery here. And this is covered by the Vikings hands team. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line.
Hey, the numbers don't lie. The numbers tell you, Kate, time and again, it is so hard to recover these onside kicks. And when you got an opponent prepared for it, well, that makes it even more difficult.
This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And he's been reading the coverage, dare I say, Brock, even better than his quarterback has all game. I mean, he just continues to find openings and make plays in this second half. And all he can get is 1 yard, ran that right into the defensive front. Whistles after that play for an unfortunate sight. A player hurt in the first game of the season. Training staff out to work on it. A-chain on the inside give. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. The Giants using their first timeout. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. Ball at the 33 for first down. Now a handoff to A-chain. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. Timeout called, and that's going to be the second for New York. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. Going to the ground again on first. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, just short of the 15. And he has just earned something most running backs are never lucky enough to even approach. This is now a 200-yard showing for him on the ground. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Here's A-chain up the middle. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. The Giants are going to call their final timeout here. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on third down. McCarthy looking to throw. Cut out left. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. He's got it. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. And it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers. So the Vikings pick up the win on the road.
And they're one of the fortunate teams to begin the season with a 1-0 record. So far, so good to begin this new campaign. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Vikings emerge as winners as we say so long from New York.